This is a demo of how to log into the ACCC Lab computers and submit a Java program using BlueJ. First thing you want to do at the login screen, type in your username and password. And this will take maybe up to 30 seconds, maybe longer, depending on how many people there are in the lab. And if you don't know what your password is, you can ask the people in the ACCC offices over in SEL. First thing is to open up BlueJ, which is the program that we'll use. So for BlueJ, you'll come down to the Start menu, select All Programs, go up to Programming, and then Programming, then you'll select BlueJ. Takes a moment to start. Once BlueJ has started up, you can ignore this warning here. You'll find that, let me delete what I'd created before. You're going to need to say create a new project within BlueJ. So go to Project, New Project, and here you might have files that have already been created for you, but in this case let's create a project called First. So there's a project called First that's been created, and up here at the top we can see that it says First in this BlueJ window. Now within Project First, we're going to create a new class. So it'll ask us for a class name, and here again we can choose some name, and here you should start with a capital letter. So let's say First Program. And it'll create another window for you. Now First Program, right here we see with the diagonal lines, this is where we're actually going to type in our code. So in order to do that, you have to double click on this icon here. So double click to open it up. And once it opens up, now we can type in our code into this program. You'll want to put your name at the top, the date, and then down below, so this is all comments, opening comment down to the closing comment here. This name, First Program, corresponds to the name we gave it a moment ago. All this stuff for now you can erase, and we'll type in our own here within this. So I highlighted it and then just hit backspace to delete it. So we're going to say public static void main, and then string, square brackets, args. This is a magic formula that you're going to have to memorize. Sorry about that, but that's the way it is. I put the opening and closing braces to line up together, and now inside of this we'll put a single line of code, system.out.println, and then a statement that will be printed out, which how about all generalizations are false. So if all goes according to plan, this text will print out on the screen when we run this program. So it's happened here so far. We've made within class First Program, this is called a method, and we give names to these things called methods, which are groupings of code. This particular method is called main, so we want to then go and we want to run this so that this statement gets executed, which should print out this text on the screen. So now next step is to compile the program. So if we go over here to the steps, we can see we created a project called First Project, then we created a class called First. Actually we changed it, didn't we? We called it First. And then inside of class First, we put some Java code into, no, we called it First Program. Yeah, I changed the name just slightly here. And then we're going to compile and run. So now to compile and run, you click on Compile, and it says down here, compiling done, no syntax errors. If there was an error such as missing parentheses right there, missing quotes, it gives us a warning, and then we try and figure out what the problem is. So we compile it, and then we have to go back over to this window, and inside of this window we now want to run the program. So this First Program icon represents what we see over here, and here you have to right click on this icon, and you right click on it, and we want to run the code that's in this method called main that we created. So you select main, and then you can just hit OK, and it runs the code. All generalizations are false, and this works correctly. So far so good. So we have created the code, compiled, and run it to verify that it's correct. Now we want to take this code and transfer it into our CS account using the SSH program. So we have to go and find out where that program is. So again, go down to Start, All Programs, up to Internet, Browsers and Tools, down to SSH Secure Shell, and then go down here to Secure File Transfer Client, the one that looks like a little folder, and click on that. That program opens up. Now this is going to take files that are listed in the left-hand window and then are going to be put into the right-hand window, which represents the destination computer. We're going to copy it from the computer where we're working into our CS account, which is a different computer. First we have to connect. In order to connect, you press the space bar, press enter or the space bar. So press the space bar, ask me for the host name. So we're going to be using ernie.cs.uic.edu and then your username. This can be found on the list outside the elevators on the 9th floor of SEO, or it can be found in the labs in SEL 2250, again posted in the CS lab or outside the elevators on the 9th floor. So I'll put it into my account, which is read, and I'll say connect. It's going to prompt for my password. Your default password will be your UIN number, and you should change that after you first log in. So I'll type in my password. What's my password? Now I have a bunch of things listed here. You won't have all those things listed there. You might want to organize by creating a new folder. I'll create 102 Spring 2010 as a folder. So here's 102 Spring 2010. Now we want to take the file that we created and we want to put it into this folder. We have to find our file, so we check inside of my computer here, double click on that, my computer, drive C, documents and settings, then find your username, read, then my documents. And now first is a project that we created, so here's first, and then firstprogram.java. This is the file that I'm going to drag and drop and transfer over into 102 Spring 2010. So I'm going to grab this and drag it over here. Now if I were to double click here, I can see that it's arrived at its destination. So then so we've transferred it over into our CS account. Now we've dragged and dropped it over into the destination window. Now from within our CS account, we need to enter the commands to actually turn in this program. And so the SSH program has two modes. One of them is the file transfer mode, which is represented by this little folder, and the other one is it's a terminal window, allows you to type in commands. So here you can click on the terminal window, and here now you can type in commands. So the commands you want to know are commands such as ls for listing, cd for change directory, so we want to go into 102 Spring 2010, and spelling it correctly is helpful. Again, ls for listing, and now we're ready to type in our turn-in command. So the command that we're going to type in is turnin. Let's spell it correctly down here. So turnin and -C to say this is the course CS 102, -P for the project I'm turning it into, because we program 1, program 2, program 3 up through program 5. There's one called late, and then this one is called junk. So we don't care about what happens here. So into the project called junk, and then the thing that we want to turn in is firstprogram.java, like so. Hit enter. Your files have been submitted, and if I want to check just to make sure, if I'm nervous about it, I could again do the listing command ls ~I102. I'm looking in the course account into submit junk, and I can see that something called read has been turned in into the I102 directory, into the subdirectory called submit, into the project called junk. So other people can see if you've turned something in, but they can't access it or read from it or do anything with it. So again, to review, you use BlueJ to create the program. You test the program, compiling it, run it within BlueJ. You copy it into your CS account using the SSH program. Then within your CS account, then you have to copy it into the course account using the turn-in command.